How did you know it?
Good afternoon, gentlemen of the press. Today, the 12th day of October 2021, we are here again to continue in our usual practice of keeping you briefed on recent developments in our anti-crime operations, give you updates on ongoing investigations, and also reveal to Nigerians some of the modus operandi of criminals and help citizens to be better prepared to actually deal with some of these emerging crime trends and patterns. In all, we are presenting to you a total of 48 male suspects with several exhibits and other items linked to some of the crimes. These 48 suspects are persons who have been empirically linked to crimes touching on homicide, kidnapping, armed robbery, unlawful possession of firearms, car theft, house breaking, burglary, office breaking and stealing, amongst others. A total of 24 assorted weapons, consisting of 1 GPMG, 3 AK-47 rifles, 9 AK-49 rifles, 495 AK-47 live ammunition, 10 laptops of various makes, amongst other exhibits were recovered from these suspects. We are starting straight on with very pathetic case. A case of a cousin who actually masterminded the kidnap of his cousin. This young man, Abubakar Haliru, from Zaria, has a cousin known as Binta Mohammed, aged 48 years. Binta, who clearly has got a filial relationship with Haliru, has been a pillar of support to Haliru. Gave Haliru a loan, a soft loan, to purchase 4 tricycles for his personal use, Haliru is expected to simply pay back these loans over time. At a point, Haliru, clearly not intending to return to pay back this loan, lured this relative of his out of Zaria on the pretense that she should accompany her to somewhere where accompany him to somewhere where he's about to collect, where he's going to collect money, and in that process, simply handed over Binta to a gang of kidnappers based in Galadimawa Forest in Jiwa local government area in Kaduna State. Galadimawa Forest straddles an area covering both Birnin Wari with borders up to Katsina State. Having handed over Binta to this gang of kidnappers, he gave a very strict instruction that they should make as much money as they can from her, and at the end of that, make sure she is killed. But Binta had a divine visitation, and that very night, the first night of her kidnap, she managed to escape from the kidnappers' den. Unfortunately, but still fortunately for her, on her way out of that particular gang of kidnappers den, she ran into yet another roving gang of kidnappers who opportunistically took her. But this time around, with no clear prior relationship with them, the instruction that she should be killed was never executed. Within the time she was trying to transit out of the forest, she had already made calls, and that calls got through to IRT operatives, who also set machineries in motion that eventually facilitated her release from the kidnappers' den. Binta is still currently receiving medical treatment. But the lesson herein is the fact that most of the kidnappings in our neighborhoods, in our communities, in our cities, and in our states will never succeed, or probably wouldn't have taken place without active connivance of people who are close to us and sometimes people from our own communities. And so we must continue to watch closely persons we relate with. We must continue to watch closely people who help. We must continue to pay very close attention to red signals and red flags that would suggest that we are probably living with unfriendly friends in our homes. This gang whose members are here, or these gang members who are here, are clearly very dangerous elements. They have a history of having participated in so many other kidnap operations in the past, including the kidnap of 8 persons from the National Leprosy and Tuberculosis Training Center in Zaria. This gang is also responsible for the killing of a female pharmacist from the Ahmadu Bello Teaching Hospital that was kidnapped some time ago, and so many other horrible crimes they've actually committed in the past. So Binta must have been a very lucky woman to have escaped death by whiskers. Haliru will speak to you shortly, and one member of the gang will also speak to you.
Zaria. Shekarunka nawa? 36. Ga mana laifin da ka aikata. Na kai yayata daji ne gurin kidnapper suka kama ta. Ga mana sunanta. Sunanta Binta Muhammad. Me tsakaninka da ita? Tana bi na kuɗi miliyan 1.4. Kuɗin na mai ne? Na keke napep ne da ta bani loan wanda ya rage ban gama biyan ta ba. To me dalilin da yasa ka kai ta wajen kidnappers? Son rai ne kawai gaskiya. Na kai ta ne dama in suka anshi abin da suka ansa, ni ma su bani wani abu sai in samu in biya ta kuɗinta da take bina. To ya kai kasancewa wayannan suna kidnapping? Akwai wata yarinya da nake nema. To shi wanda muke waya da shi ya auri yayarta, ta yadda aka yi na santa kenan. Yadda aka yi na san suna kidnapping kenan. Ta hanyar kanwata da nake so. Okay, he gave his name as Abubakar Haliru. He's from Zaria. He's 36 years of age. He confessed that he facilitated the kidnap of his cousin, who has previously given him a loan to purchase 4 tricycles for his business. And he was meant to repay back this soft loan. But because he couldn't meet up with the repayment, he decided to lure her, hand her over to this kidnap gang, one of whom he had already known in the past to be a criminal, a kidnapper, with the intention that she should be extorted, and maybe he will get some part of the money to enable him repay the loan. Zona. Ga mana sunanka, shekarunka da inda ka fito.
An kawo ni nan wurin ne mun yi kidnapping a layi, Lebresi.
Aina?
A Lebresi.
Mutum na kuka ɗauka a wajen?
Mutum 8.
Mutum 8?
Eh.
Da kuma ina?
Da madaci.
Wa kuka ɗauka a madaci?
Mun ɗauki farfesa.
Sai kuma ina?
Sai gwargwaje.
A nan wa kuka ɗauka?
Nan wata mata ne.
Ya kuka yi da matan?
Mun kai ta dauji ne.
Matan tana da rai yanzu?
Wanda muka kai wannan din gwargwajen, wanda muka ɗauke ta a gwargwaje?
Ga mana sai kuma wa kuka ɗauka? So na kuka yi kidnapping?
So 4 ne ya satan shanu so 1. So mun yi a zango. Mun je nan ma mun ɗauki wata mata. Aini da yake ban bi su daujin ba su gaya min yadda aka ba su ba. Sun ce min sai dai in zo in karɓa a can, idan kuma idan ina da ƙarfin da zan je in kwato in zo in kwato. Ni a wannan ba a bani ko kwandala ba, a nan Leblesi ne aka bani 2,000 ran da muka haɗu da su. Suka ce ma sauran sai inda sun koma yadda suka yi za su gaya min a waya, to kuma sai bayan nan suka ce min na isa in zo in karɓa, ni kuma daga nan sai ni ban isa ba.
He admitted to the kidnapping at the National Leprosy and Tuberculosis Training Center. He owned up to some other kidnapping, like the kidnapping of a professor who lectures at the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University in Bauchi. He owned up to some other kidnapping, including the one involving the female pharmacist who was later killed. There's another kidnapping he mentioned which has to do with the wife and child of the owner of a very popular filling station in Zaria, Kaduna.
His story is that he never really benefited from those kidnapping because at the end of the day, the other gang members had a way of intimidating him out of the ransom. But it was in the case of the leprosy center that they gave him 2,000 only. They insisted that if he must get some more money, he should come and take it by force. So this young man has not really benefited much. Shekarun Kana,
Shekara na 21.
he's just 21 years old.
Salisu Abdullahi and Babagina Usman. Don't mind them. Is doing the National Assembly style. Salisu Abdullahi, age 28. A father of 3. And Babangida Usman, aged 21. Both suspects belong to a very wicked gang that operates in the north, central, and northwestern part of this country. The gang has a strong armory with 3 AK-47 rifles and 2 GPMGs. This gang is responsible for the kidnap of Reverend Father Tony Bauer, who a Catholic priest that was sometime kidnapped. Thank God he came out alive. They're also responsible for several other kidnaps. Some resulted in deaths of innocent citizens. It's still an active investigation as we still have some of their gang members at large and operatives from the intelligence response team are closing up on some of these suspects. The suspects will talk to you briefly and we'll move on to the next case.
Abdullahi daga Kagarko local government.
Shekarun Kana.
Shekara na 28.
His name is Salisu. He's 28 years. He's from Kagarko local government area. Me dalilin da yasa aka kama ka?
Ni akan sata ne aka kama ni.
Satan menene?
Kidnapper.
He said he was arrested for kidnapping. Kana iya gaya mana wa kuka sace?
Zan iya fada.
Gaya mana.
Akwai wani reburen fada daga kushin makaranta.
He said they were responsible for the kidnapping of a reverend father from an area called Kushim Makaranta. Na kuka karba a hannunsa?
8 million.
Kai na aka baka cikin kuɗin?
400.
Tare da wa kuka saci wannan reverend father?
Da ni da Babangida da Yelo da Horengari da Buhari.
Sauran ina suke yanzu?
Guda ɗaya an sake shi, guda ɗaya yanzu haka yana Ilori, ɗaya kuma yana cikin dajin Kagarko, ɓangaren Kuweri kenan.
Wani irin makamai kuke amfani da su?
Muna amfani da AK-47 da Kalasin.
Kai yanzu ka iya harbin AK-47?
Ni duk kowane lokaci idan za mu je ba a bani bindiga sai dai a bani adda in rike.
To shi kenan zauna. His name is Babangida Usman. He's 21 years old. Kai mutumi ina ne?
Ni mutumin ina zama a Jere ne.
Okay, he said he's resident in Jere. Me dalilin da yasa aka kama ku?
Kidnappers.
He said he was arrested for kidnapping. Mutum na kuka yi kidnapping?
Mun yi kidnapping ɗin mutum uku, akwai rabalan ɗin fada, akwai Cinedu mutum biyu, Cinedu da Cinedu mutum biyu.
He confessed that they kidnapped the Reverend Father, and he mentioned two other victims whose name he gave as Chinedu. Kana ya gaya mana abin da ya faru da Chinedu?
Abin da ya faru da Cinedu dai na wanda aka yi kidnapping ɗinsa har ya samu ya rasa ransa, wannan oganmu ne suka je suka yi kidnapping a wurin. Sakamakon sun karbi 500,000 sun jiya za su tafi, ya jiya ya yi arrest ɗin mutum ɗaya, kama yadda zai wace AK a hannunsa da ya jiya buɗe mai wuta.
Okay, he said that one of the victims, Chinedu, whom they kidnapped, unfortunately lost his life. According to him, that after his kidnap, he attempted to wrestle with one of the gang leaders, and that was how they shot and killed him.
The first few minutes of every kidnap operation is the most dangerous time. When kidnappers have already gotten hold of you and the kidnap did not take place or is not taking place in a public area where a simple alarm from you could actually cause them to abandon you and run away, you need to exercise a lot of caution. Like I said earlier, the first few minutes of every kidnap operation is the most dangerous moment. The kidnappers are in a stage of fright or flight. They are as panicky as their victim. And at that point in time, at the slightest provocation, they can pull their triggers. And so, while we don't pray for any of us, any of our citizens, or any visitor in Nigeria to be a victim of kidnapping, you must understand the underlying psychological behavior of those kidnappers, whether in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Russia, in US. That first few minutes can be very dangerous. Once you are also in their den, you must weigh your options properly before you make any move. If the conditions are not ripe for you to stage an escape, please take your time and be sure you don't take that risk. We will, most often when you are in the den of kidnappers, just know that thousands of police officers, thousands of law enforcement agents, hundreds of security men outside are doing everything they can to get you out safely. And do not do anything that will actually complicate your rescue or your coming alive safe. Jonah Patrick. Abel Namfa is 23 years old. Nankung Wazi, 32 years old. And Jonah Patrick, 25 years old. The trio were arrested in Jos for complicity in armed robbery, car theft, and unlawful possession of weapons. This gang cumulatively have been in armed robbery for close to 7 years. But like we always say, no matter how fast you run, and no matter your endurance strength, we will catch up with you. They've also been in and out of prisons. In their latest operation, they stole a Toyota Corolla, sold the Corolla, and used the proceeds to strengthen their armory, acquiring an AK-47 rifle for 620,000 naira. We want to appeal to members of the community, family members especially, to help us to police this country. These young men clearly belong to different communities. They've got wives, some of them have got children, they've got fathers, they've got uncles, nephews, nieces, cousins, friends, neighbors, and yet they've been in armed robbery. One of them has been in robbery for 4 years, another for 2 years, another for 3 years, and yet nobody is working with the police to ensure that we'll put them behind bars. We need to collaborate with our local law enforcement agents, and we need to work with each other in order to deepen our communal safety. We'll allow you to speak to them very briefly before we go to the next case. What's your name? Just tell us your name, your age, and where you come from.
Abel Nanfa, I'm from Plateau State. I'm 23 years old.
How long have you been in robbery?
Sir?
How long have you been in robbery?
For 4 years, sir.
Which state of the Federation do you operate?
Plateau.
Which area of Plateau?
They arrested me at Rayfield.
They arrested you where?
At Rayfield.
Rayfield.
Yes, sir.
Where do you operate? Is it just
Massacre, sir.
Massacre?
Yes, sir.
The last case that took you to prison, what did you do?
Have you been to prison before?
Yes, sir.
What took you there?
Sir, we have a fight with a friend.
No. You have a gun?
Yes, sir.
What kind of weapon?
Sir, and a big rifle, sir.
A big rifle.
Yes, sir.
How did you get it?
Sir, we bought it 620.
How?
We collected a Corolla at Massacre, so we sold it. We collected a Corolla at Massacre. We sold
Collected or you stole?
We
They are
stole.
two different things.
We stole. We stole a car at Massacre, so we sold it at the rate of 900,000. So we removed inside and bought the rifle, sir.
So the rifle was for what?
Sir, for robbery, sir.
For further armed robberies.
Yes, sir.
The rifle is for what?
Sir, we bought it for robbery, sir.
Give the phone to the next person. What's your name?
My name is Nankum Waji.
Nanko.
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
Where are you from?
From Plateau.
What do you do for a living?
I'm farming, sir.
You are a farmer.
Yes, sir.
Are you also an armed robber?
Yes, sir.
Which of them, face that camera, which of them is your full-time job and which of them is your part-time job?
Farming is my full-time job, sir.
And what is armed robbery to you?
Sir, it's just...
Say it properly.
I don't have a name for it because I don't do that often.
How long have you been doing it?
A year and some months now.
Who introduced you to armed robbery?
One Mr. Bitrus.
Give the phone to your brother in armed robbery. What's your name?
Jonah Patrick,
How old are you?
25 years.
What do you do for a living?
I do borehole work for a living. I'm a driller.
You do borehole work.
Yes, sir.
Do you rob once in a while?
Yes, sir. I joined robbery. I robbed once. The first target that I went to rob, I get problem. They shoot me. They shot me, police. So I've been like 3 years before I healed. Since then, I did not rob again. I changed. Before I entered this car, the vehicle, those young men that are inside, I don't know that they want to go and rob. So they got me with them. That's why I'm arrested, but I'm a changed man. It's just my past is affecting me now because of the gunshot. That's why they say I'm not speaking the truth. I'm still in the game. But actually, between me and my God, I'm a changed man because it always cost my life. This thing that I've done, it always cost my life.
So you robbed before, but you're a changed man now.
Yes, sir, I'm a changed man.
So what is your message to those who are still robbing?
My message with them is that let them try and change. Let them deliver all their rifle because one day they may do it, but one day they may go to court. Maybe they will die or they will get them right-handed or they will suffer before any other thing. That's what message I have for them.
Thank you. Other armed robbers out there, other kidnappers, other cultists, other drug dealers to repent, change, or get ready to face the music. Thank you for coming around. God bless you from all of us in the Nigerian Police Force, and particularly the IRT family. We say, have a fantastic day.